Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna take a look at the new tier 10 work in progress Japanese battlecruiser, I guess? The Azuma. She is still classified as a cruiser, and honestly the best way to describe her would be Mega Zao. I know that we call the Conqueror that, but honestly this ship fits that description far better because this ship is accurate, kinda like the Zao, unlike the Conqueror, and she shares the same class as the Zao, and she's basically just a bigger Zao. And unfortunately this also comes with some of the downsides. You see, this ship still has a 25mm bow section, meaning that battleships will find her a very easy target at close range. However, she is really maneuverable for her size in particular. Like, you'll notice that she it looks a bit eerie how she moves around, at least to me. It kinda reminds me of, well, the Zao, but she's so big. But look at this accuracy. 6,700 damage, just like that with HE. I mean, that damage per minute wise, she doesn't actually outperform the Zao. The Zao is better at it. You know, it's kind of normal for all of these battle cruisers, or whatever you'd like to call them. You know, Stalingrad, Alaska, all of them. Their HEDPM isn't exactly stellar. However, this ship is actually the closest one to what the actual cruisers have. That is, she doesn't lose to the Zao too much, and in fact, I think if you put these in a duel, the Azuma would win, but that's because she has 30,000 more HP. Well, 31,000 more HP. Meaning that, you know, she'll have a much bigger buffer in the fight. She doesn't have torpedoes though, which is a bit unfortunate, and it's a rather big downside, since Zao's 12km torpedoes are rather effective. Sadly, the Azuma does not have them. However, she is, well, she does do some other things the Zao probably wouldn't want to do, which is, this ship can go in because she has 71,800 HP. Sure, she's not quite battleship levels, although I guess if you compare to the Burgundy, she'd come very close, right? Actually, I don't remember how much HP that battleship had, but I'm fairly certain it's more than this ship. Would be a bit awkward otherwise, right? So, what are her advantages? Well, like I mentioned above, it's the decent DPM with incredible accuracy, and because you carry bigger guns, I think they're 310mm, you can... well, your AP should be stronger. However, this is nowhere near as strong AP as it is on the Soviets. That is, this is not a Stalingrad. And honestly, the AP power is, to me, felt kind of underwhelming. Although I haven't played the ship too much, it just didn't feel amazing. And couple that with the fact that you have a 25mm bow section that doesn't have like any kind of special plates, I wouldn't recommend using this ship to go fight close range. You don't have torpedoes, you do have AP. Also, what helps win fights is if you don't show a broadside to a battleship. Especially since she is so maneuverable for her size, this is a really big mistake by me. So, as I was saying, so her advantages are her decent DPM, good accuracy, and good maneuverability. And, I mean, if you want to take advantage of those things, you'll probably stay at fairly long range, and that's okay. However, this does mean that I don't think this will be a very interesting ship for me to play, because I would prefer a ship that just is better at close range fighting too. However, that doesn't mean you can't play it. Maybe I've been playing it wrong, because like I said, I haven't played the ship too much, so maybe it's entirely possible that she'll be a monster at close range too. However, judging by the by her advantages, which is good accuracy, and her disadvantages, which is her weak bow section and aft section, you know, it leads me to believe that that wouldn't be the greatest idea. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Of course you can. If you're up against another cruiser, go ahead. There's no real problem, because it's not like they can citadel you through the bow section, but against the battleship, you know, they can. And your accuracy isn't really that special when you're at like 5 kilometers, because all the other ships have the same accuracy. Well, more or less anyway. Yeah, this salvo was a bit too close, so they all missed the Cleveland. This Cleveland has been quite annoying so far, but hopefully soon we will be able to take care of her. But look at that accuracy. I mean, these shells are... they're nice, right? This is the ship for the people who always complain about RNG, okay? You can... well, actually that's not true. This ship isn't really laser accurate, but it can be sometimes, which is really nice. But I mean, look at that. I just got 5 over penetration and 1 penetration on this Hindenburg. I mean, I could have aimed better, of course, and I probably would have hit more shells, but I hit 8 of the 9 shells I fired. 8 of them! At this kind of a distance. That's really incredible, and that's actually something why the ship is kind of fun to play. And hey, look, that's another Azuma, but I think I'll want to take care of the Cleveland and the Hindenburg first, before I want to deal with her. Which might actually lead me to die, because, well, they have 3 ships and I'll just be 1. Although, I guess I do have an Admiral Hipper with me, and it seems some battleships are helping me too. I just need to remember that my broadside can still be damaged quite heavily, as we saw with the salvo from the Massachusetts earlier. However, the ship does retain some pretty decent armor, so if you angle against the cruiser, you can just say, yeah, okay, what are you gonna do? Fire HE at me? Well, that's actually exactly what he's gonna do, and exactly what he should do. And I suffer from the exact same problem, to be honest, because I can't, you know, penetrate or overmatch him, but for some reason he seems to like showing me his broadside, so I'm swapping back to AP, and wow! 9200 damage with HE. I mean, again, you have to remember with these alpha strikes that the DPM is still not better. However, alpha will look better because you're, you know, hitting more shells at once. Well, not more shells, but you're hitting with bigger shells. But you have a longer reload. You have to watch out for torpedoes, because I imagine the Hindenburg would have liked to use those. And now it's just the Azuma left. He has 32k HP, I have 38k HP. I like my chances. I was kind of worried about the fact that maybe the Hindenburg fired torpedoes not like at me, but in front of me. And so if I do this kind of a turn, I would get hit by them, but luckily that was not the case. You know, I'm thinking about the ship right now, and I wanted to make this preview, but honestly I feel like I should have actually played the ship more to get a better feel for it before showing you guys, but I guess we can all just learn together. And I'm fairly certain I'm gonna win this fight. You know, I only need to hit him once more, and he's gone. Goodbye. See, easy. And because the ship doesn't have any torpedoes, I don't have to be worried about being torpedoed right now, because he doesn't have any torpedoes either. And he complains about me getting nice fire RNG. That's true, however, I don't think the fire really made much of a difference, you know? Fairly certain that he would have been pretty screwed regardless. And apparently our Yamato really liked helping me. He complains that the Yamato wants to focus on test ships, but maybe the Yamato just really likes me and wanted to help me. You know, That's a thought. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the right and go after the Friedrich der Grosse because I don't think I'm gonna make it around this big island to fight the Yamato, so I'll pick the Friedrich instead. Although, remember how I mentioned that the ship isn't excellent at close range? Yeah, that's still a problem. However, I think actually this ship might end up performing rather well because of this, because the ship excels at long range, meaning that at first you'll sit at long range. However, you can fight close range. Maybe not, you know, it's not ideal, but you can. And I think that might actually be rather good, because at the start of the game you're obviously going to be long range and you don't want to be shot at. So you'll survive longer, and then once, you know, the game goes further on, you end up going close range, and then you can actually do things. And oh my god, the armor actually worked against this Friedrich, and he decided not to angle against me, so, you know, good night to him. And okay, what do I do now? I'm gonna fire at this Yamato because she's giving me a broadside. A Stalingrad would probably get some citadels here, I mean, if the shells hit, right? And I mean, these kinda looked like they hit. I got 3 penetrations and 1 non-penetration. However, I did basically no damage. So I really should have fired on the Neptune instead. However, I just wanted to see if I could penetrate there. However, this Neptune is being really annoying and is using his WASD. So, you know, he's cheating, and that's not okay. But seriously, that rear turret at 6500 damage with AP? So, you know, you can use AP on this ship. It's pretty good, but unfortunately this game just didn't offer us many opportunities to use it, or I messed up the opportunities I had. Could have had a Kraken, but you can't gain medals anyway in test ships, so it doesn't matter. 131k damage, okay. 2120 base XP, again, pretty good, so was a nice game. Except for our Alabama, he probably didn't have a nice game. Considering his XP, he might have actually been AFK. Well, partly anyway. My team did really well, and that Yamato deserves an applause. Well, maybe not an applause, but a thank you at least. I took 98k damage. It's like I'm an actual battleship, you know? So, yeah. In conclusion, the ship feels... I don't know, I can't really complain about her. I can't really say that she's overpowered like the Stalingrad either, because she doesn't come with something like radar. Maybe if I play her more, maybe that will change my mind, but so far, can't really complain. She doesn't feel too strong, doesn't feel too weak either. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Gregory, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.